Okay, I have no idea if you guys can even see me. And I'm probably gonna have to yell so that you guys, to make sure you guys can hear me. But it's okay, because at least this way, my phone is out of the way, so I'm not tempted to look at it. So I'm basically, like, hands-free calling right now. I'm from Chicago, and we got our good old, like, big convention coming up. And I'm a nerd. I mean, I've literally been spending the past 2 months writing a video essay about the Turks from FF7. Anyway, knowing that that's one of the video essays coming up, and another one is the post-calamity inflation within Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, as you could probably assume, I'm the target audience, you know? But C2E2 is coming up, and I love me some nerd shit. I'm gonna take you guys with me to, kinda Con Crunch, but also kinda not Con Crunch, because I was really nice to myself, like 2 months ago, and I said, I've Con Crunched before, and I really don't want to Con Crunch again. That was stressful. A few years ago, I went to Minnesota for Twin Cities Con, and for one of the days, I was Security Breach Vanessa, because that's my girlie. I don't know, guys, I can't even explain why. I just love her very much, dearly. That's a character close to my heart. And I think that's because I tend to enjoy, like, girl characters that most of the fandom doesn't like. I feel like some of the, like, opinions on Vanessa has changed since the FNAF movie because Elizabeth Lyle did a fucking stellar job with her. Anyway, off topic, getting distracted. But I had to make, I didn't have to, but I chose to make a Vanny mask, homemade, from scratch, literally with just, I think I spent like $4 on it in total. That's just like the base of the mask, and then, I don't know, random stuff. But I made most of it, like, with just random stuff I found in the craft closet that's been bursting to the seam since I was, like, itty-bitty. And so I was trying to use up stuff in there. But that whole experience of trying to get that mask done, and, like, with C2E2, it's not like I'm flying, whereas with Twin Cities, like, I had to fly out, but it was fun. But at least this time, I don't have to pay for flights, which is nice. And also, at least, like, I know the area. Like, it's McCormick Place, like, it's fine. We're good. I say that like I'm the one driving. I'm not gonna be the one driving. Molly is. If you're watching this, you probably came from Molly's channel, so you definitely know who she is. Most likely. If you don't know, that's my best friend. Thank goodness traveling shall be easier. We literally just have to drive to the hotel, which is not that far, all things considered. And it won't be bad. I'm excited. It'll be fun. It's my first time going to C2E2. This is only my, like, 3rd con ever, because I went to Twin Cities, I think in 2023, which is weird to say that now. Yeah, I think it was like November of 2023. And then I went to Fan Expo this year, and that was a mess. They really got to get their shit together before next year. Accessibility stuff was just so badly handled. But on Saturday, it definitely didn't help that I accidentally pulled an all-nighter from Friday into Saturday. Not of my own accord. Hi, Tesla, can you look at the fucking road? Thank you. That's not what the point of this is. I was gonna say, Fan Expo was a mess, and so when I went on the C2E2 website today, I was happy to see that they were like, yeah, 3-day passes are sold out. So I'm trying to maintain hope that it's not, like, literally a health and safety hazard how full the convention center is, like it was at Fan Expo. And, insult onto injury, like, you know what? That really is insult onto injury. Hold on. Anyway, what I was gonna say is I accidentally slept. Not at all. The night going into Saturday. And so I was really overtired and really overly emotional too, because that's what happens when I get overtired. And I was really overstimulated and I was having an awful time, and everyone I was with was also having an awful time for an assortment of different reasons that were all exacerbated, that were all exacerbated, oh my god, by Chicago Fan Expo just doing an awful job. Honestly, it felt like an OSHA violation for all the people working there. You know how, like, within buildings, there's a set amount of people that could be in any given area? Like, when you walk into, like, a stadium and it's like, oh, max capacity is this amount of people. Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind that they at least, like, doubled the amount that they were supposed to via those max capacity signs. It was fun. It was my first, like, home city con. So I had a good time, but I also had a miserable time. But I'm not going to talk about that, because that's not what this video is about. Like I said before, really was trying not to con crunch, but there are still a few things I gotta do, and it, like, just hit me that there's, like, 2 weeks until C2E2, and I need to get my shit together.
I was going to film a lot of crafting stuff today and explaining what I got to finish my crafting stuff before C2E2. But fun fact, I do voice acting. Nothing serious yet, but, like, just projects I think are fun. Right now it's a hobby. I would like, if possible, to make it a job further down the line, but I recorded for 3 hours today. And I usually do, like, a good old warm-up. I forgot to. And I also have been in the car a lot, and so I've been scream singing. Also, things that I try to warm up for, scream singing in the car, just because I don't want to fuck anything up. But those two things combined with the fact that I'm very tired. Also, don't worry, those aren't eye bags under my eyes. It's smeared mascara. My voice right now is busted, and I'm not gonna make you listen to it for any longer than you have to. So, I'm putting myself on vocal rest. I don't have any lines due for I don't even know how long enough. And I'm gonna try not to talk tomorrow. So, I guess I'm technically losing 2 days of crafting because I didn't do anything today. And I doubt I'll be able to properly talk by tomorrow. And if I can, I'm not going to. I'm gonna try to get to bed soon because I have to be up early tomorrow. And I'm going to drink my chamomile tea with way too much honey in it. Honey in it. In it. God, I need to stop talking. So I'm gonna do that. So that's the plan. Okay. Sorry, my mascara smudging looks wild. Also, can you guys see my shark IKEA plushie? Or. Okay, so I know better than to fabric glue an entire costume because I know that that's not setting yourself up for success. It has to be done sometimes, but for all day wear at a convention, you're playing with fire. And that's not something you want to do, especially when you're using fabric glue, because a lot of fabric glue is very, very flammable. I knew better than to just fabric glue everything, and so I hand sewed a lot of edging. I'm fabric gluing just the edges of the seams down of the edging ribbon that I used for costume, because it was the only ribbon I could find that's the right color, but it is also, I'm so sorry, it is also kind of fraying. And I don't want it to fray and fall apart at the convention. So I'm gonna fabric glue this down. Hopefully it works. This is like $4 Walmart fabric glue, because the more expensive fabric glue that I got from Michaels literally did not do anything at all. Did not glue my fabric down. But that was for a different project, but I tried that. Anyway, wish me luck. I'm going to be gluing down. You see that bright pink? Yeah, I have to glue down the edges of most of that to make sure that they don't fray. Wish me luck. I'm having an interesting time with this. I hope it doesn't look like shit. And if it does, that's a problem for me in about 2 weeks.
Hello. This is not where I usually am, but I'm watching my godchildren. Hi, Stinky. I don't trust this little guy around my drinks anymore. Because one time I was in the car with him, and I had whipped cream on my coffee, and then I looked away, and I looked back, and there was no more whipped cream on my coffee. You Stinky! I love you. This is going in my con crunching video, even though this isn't technically con crunching, but it is crunching with something for con. When I went to Chicago Fan Expo, one of my favorite parts of it was people handing out silly little homemade bracelets for to cosplayers or people representing a fandom that they were in, and it was so cute. And I got the cutest Bad Batch little beaded bracelet, because one of the days I went as Bad Batch Time Skip Omega, and someone gave me a little Bad Batch bracelet, and I put it around my little Lula plush that I had, and that literally made my day. And so I'm gonna make bracelets. So we got the schedule figured out for cosplay stuff, and I'm pretty sure on not Monday, what? On Friday, I'm gonna be being FF7 Rebirth Gungaga Cisne. And so I don't know how many people are gonna recognize the character, because number one, she's originally from Crisis Core, but also I feel like a lot of FF7 nerds are really into the lore and know who she is. So fingers crossed that I can hand out these bracelets to someone. I don't know how many to make, but I'm gonna make some bracelets that say me Gungaga, so I can hand out to people that recognize the costume, because I know that's a Zach quote, but she is currently in Rebirth Gungaga. She is Gungaga. She's carrying out that the memory of Gungaga. So I'm making up me Gungaga bracelets. Saturday, me and Molly, whose room I'm currently in, we are being Tifa and Aerith. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be Tifa and she's gonna be Aerith. And I wanna make a bunch of just assorted FF7. I want to make a bunch of assorted FF7 bracelets that I can hand out to people. But I also am probably going to carry those around with me as well on Cisne Day. But the Cisne Me Gungaga bracelets are specifically for people who recognize the cosplay and are like, oh, Cisne. I'll be like, hell yeah, here you go. But I'm super excited, and I have other things I should be doing right now. I even brought actual costume things that I probably should be doing right now. But I'm not gonna do actual costume things. I'm gonna make goofy-ass bracelets to pass out. Also, shout out to the random people at Chicago Fan Expo that made me want to do this.
hand sew in time. Wish me luck. It's lunchtime, it's break time, my fingers hurt.
Okay, Houston, we have a problem. So, this shirt is gonna be for a Sanji cosplay from One Piece. Cause we're doing a, like, One Piece group. One of the C2E2 days. And I wanted to alter it because for a lot of the characters, we're doing them gender swapped. Like, so I'm being the Sanji, and then the person that's being Zoro is Yasifying him. And so I was like, that's so silly. I want to Yasify Sanji. And so I wanted to take in this shirt because it was like a 3X before, and I wanted to make him snatched. Okay? From the front, it looks fine. This fits, it looks fine. Are you seeing the problem here? I think I'm gonna have to go to Goodwill and just get another shirt because this is not working.